According to her, the legislation is to protect and sanitize the cyberspace against criminal acts and abuses. The minister emphasized that the legislation is also aimed at protecting children against cybercrime. Mrs. Owusu-Ekufo said, "Government is introducing a cybersecurity bill with provisions on child online protection (COP) to ensure that offenders of revenge pornography, that is acts of distributing sexually explicit images or videos without the consent of parties, will be prosecuted." She stressed that the National Cybersecurity Center is currently reviewing the framework on COP, and this includes a comprehensive implementation roadmap aimed at protecting our children online. Quote, she added that the ministry would in the coming weeks also launch a cybercrime security incident reporting point of contacts to provide channels including online portals, hotlines, SMS line and a dedicated apps, adding that the Ghana Police Service together with telecommunication industry and the Internet Watch Foundation would also ensure the proper handling of crime committed online. The ICT Day, held under the theme Expanding Horizons, Changing Attitudes, was attended by 650 junior high school (JHS) girls from 9 districts of the Western region. Related slideshow, news and pictures provided by Photo Services. A cobbler makes traditional kusa shoes ahead of the Eid al-Fitr festival marking the end of holy fasting month of Ramadan, in Karachi, Pakistan, on May 28, 2019. U.S. President Donald Trump is escorted by Japan's Emperor Naruhito during a welcome ceremony at the Imperial Palace in Tokyo, Japan, on May 27, 2019. Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, receives Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan Abdul Rahman of Sudan at the Presidential Airport in Abu Dhabi, UAE on May 26, 2019. Plastic bags seen hanging on branches during a protest called March of Plastic Bags outside the Kiev City Hall in Kiev, Ukraine, on May 26, 2019. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh, finance advisor to Prime Minister Imran Khan, gestures during a press conference, next to Special Assistant to the Prime Minister for Information and Broadcasting Firdaus Ashiq-Awin, in Islamabad, Pakistan, on May 25, 2019. Venezuela's opposition leader and self-proclaimed interim President Juan Guaido greets supporters at a rally in Carora, Venezuela, on May 25, 2019. Christian Orthodox believers demonstrate near the Romanian Orthodox Patriarchy headquarters in Bucharest, Romania, on May 25, 2019, during a protest against the upcoming visit of Pope Francis to Romania, scheduled from May 31 to June 2. Worshippers pray during the holy fasting month of Ramadan in front of the Kaaba, the cubic building at the Grand Mosque, in the holy city of Mecca, Saudi Arabia, on May 25, 2019. Papua New Guinea Prime Minister Peter O'Neill, and Member of Parliament Julius Chan, attend an event in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, on May 26, 2019. O'Neill announced his resignation, making way for Julius Chan to return as Prime Minister, local media reported. Migrants line up to get on a police bus after they disembarked from an Armed Forces of Malta patrol boat at its base in Marsamxett Harbour, Valletta, Malta, on May 25, 2019. People demonstrate against a possible legislation reigning in the Supreme Court which could grant Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu immunity from prosecution if he faces corruption charges. In Tel Aviv, Israel, on May 25, 2019. A right-wing protest on the streets of Dortmund, Germany, on May 25, 2019. Relatives of prisoners killed during clashes at a jail in Nicaragua, Venezuela, wait outside a hospital on May 25, 2019. At least 29 prisoners were killed and 19 police personnel wounded in clashes on May 24 as special forces tried to stop a massive prison break. People walk in a market in front of a banner of Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in Cairo, Egypt, on May 24, 2019. Iraq's President Barham Saleh meets with Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif in Baghdad, Iraq, on May 25, 2019. Sri Lankan army personnel carry out a special coordinate search operation, 5 weeks after the Easter bomb attacks in Mutegoda, Sri Lanka, on May 25, 2019. Iraqi Kurdish Peshmerga officers take part in a graduation ceremony in the Kurdish town of Sorin, Iraq, on May 25, 2019. People take part in the March for Life, 4th annual anti-abortion march, in Zagreb, Croatia, on May 25, 2019. Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa arrives for the swearing-in ceremony of Cyril Ramaphosa in Pretoria, South Africa, on May 25, 2019. People attend a protest against Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić and his government in Belgrade, Serbia, on May 25, 2019. Latvian Prime Minister Artūrs Krišjānis Kariņš casts his vote during the European Parliament election in Riga, Latvia, on May 25, 2019. A yellow vest protester walks past riot police officers in Paris, France, on May 25, 2019. Yellow vest protests are taking place for the 28th consecutive week to challenge President Emmanuel Macron's economic policies. Presidential candidate Alberto Fernandez of the Unidad Ciudadana Citizen Unity gestures to supporters during a rally in Merlo, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, on May 25, 2019. A man arrives to vote in the European Parliament election at a polling station in Rome, Italy, on May 26, 2019. Mountaineer Kamirita Sherpa, who broke his own world record for the most Everest summits, waves towards relatives and media after arriving at Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu, Nepal, on May 25, 2019. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif, 4th L, meets Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad, Pakistan, on May 24, 2019. People marched towards Plaza de Mayo protesting police violence that killed 4 teenagers in San Miguel del Monte, Buenos Aires Province, Argentina, on May 24, 2019. Sadiq al-Kaheli, the interim Speaker of the Libyan Parliament, visits the headquarters of the House of Representatives after it was targeted by a rocket in Tripoli, Libya, on May 24, 2019. Bangladeshi garment workers demonstrate in Dhaka, Bangladesh, on May 24, 2019. Different garments workers' organization staged a demonstration to demand salary increases and a festival bonus before Eid al-Fitr. Students protest President Jair Bolsonaro's environmental policies in front of the National Congress in Brasilia, Brazil, on May 24, 2019. Russia's Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev and Belarus Prime Minister Syar Hirumas shake hands during a meeting in Moscow, Russia, on May 24. U.S. President Donald Trump leaves the Oval Office to speak to the media before boarding Marine One for Japan at the White House in Washington, D.C., U.S., on May 24, 2019. Worshippers attend the third weekly Friday sermon and prayers during the holy month of Ramadan at a mosque in Khartoum, Sudan, on May 24, 2019. UN High Commissioner for Refugees Filippo Grandi speaks during an interview with AFP in Yangon, Myanmar, on May 24, 2019. Student protesters hold up placards and shout slogans during the Global Strike for Future demonstration aiming to spark world leaders into action on climate change near the Cabinet of Ministers in Kiev, Ukraine, on May 24, 2019. Czech Prime Minister Andrej Babiš casts his ballot during the European Parliament election at a polling station in Prague, Czech Republic, on May 24, 2019. Venezuelan opposition leader and self-proclaimed interim President Juan Guaido speaks during plenary to present his National Reconstruction Project country plan in Caracas, Venezuela, on May 24, 2019. Security officials examined the site of a blast at a mosque on the outskirts of Quetta, Pakistan, on May 24, 2019. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif meets Pakistani Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi in Islamabad, Pakistan, on May 24, 2019. Iraqi followers of Shiite Muslim cleric Muqtada al-Sadr wave national flags and raise protest signs against involvement in any conflict between Iran and the United States in Baghdad, Iraq. On May 24, 2019. Croatia's Prime Minister Andrej Plenković gives a speech during the last pre-European elections meeting of the European People's Party in Munich, Germany, on May 24, 2019. Lithuanian presidential candidate, economist Gitanas Nausėda and his wife Diana Nausėda arrived to cast their ballots during an early vote, 2 days ahead of the second round of presidential election, in Vilnius, Lithuania, on May 24, 2019. Smoke plumes billow following reported Syrian government forces bombardment in the southern countryside of the largely jihadist-controlled region of Idlib, Syria, on May 24, 2019. Muslims gather after Friday noon prayers to remember the victims of Sri Lanka Easter bombings and to protest against the terrorist group who is responsible for the suicide attacks at Masjid Yusufia Mosque in Negombo, Sri Lanka, on May 24, 2019. Turkish Youth and Sports Minister Mehmet Muharrem Kasapoglu and Serbian Sports Minister Vanja Udovičić hold a press conference after their meeting in Belgrade, Serbia, on May 24, 2019. Pope Francis meets H.E. Sveta Valcheva-Karayanchova, President of the National Assembly of Bulgaria, in Vatican City on May 24, 2019. Dacian Cholos, former Romanian Prime Minister and EU Commissioner for Agriculture, representing the 2020 USR Plus Alliance, addresses a European Parliament elections rally in Bucharest, Romania, on May 24, 2019. Members of Jewish communities rebury the remains of Jews killed by the Nazis at the Severnoye Northern Cemetery, in Brest, Belarus, on May 22, 2019. The remains of hundreds of prisoners of a former Jewish ghetto were discovered on a construction site. Authors Mario Vargas Llosa and Luis Alberto de Cuenca attend Nobel Prize Dialogue Madrid 2019, The Future of Aging, organized by Ramon Arraices Foundation, in Madrid, Spain, on May 22, 2019. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, India's Minister of External Affairs Sushma Swaraj and Pakistan's Minister for Foreign Affairs Shah Mahmood Qureshi attend a meeting of the SCO. Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of Foreign Ministers in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, on May 22, 2019. A man walks past the site of an airstrike on a market in the town of Ma'man, Syria, on May 22, 2019. At least a dozen people were killed and 18 others wounded in overnight strikes, according to the Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. Demonstrators clash with police forces in Tanah Abang wholesale market in Jakarta, Indonesia, on May 22, 2019, as part of protests rejecting the results of the 2019 presidential election. The event was coordinated by the Ministry of Communications in collaboration with Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communications (GIFEC), with supports from the International Telecommunications Union (ITU) and the Western Regional Coordinating Council (WRCC), provided 2-week ICT training and mentorship for the participants. 60 students who performed well during the event received laptop computers donated by telecom giant Mountain Ghana, while the first 10 best also got internet modems with free 1-year data bundle. The minister spoke about the critical role ICT could play in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) by 2030 and also eradicating poverty, but noted that this could not be achieved if the non-inclusion of women and girls in the sector was not addressed. Mrs. Owusu Akufo explained that one way to reduce the disparities in the ICT world was to reduce the misconceptions, including the thoughts that ICT requires mathematics skills and that people in the industry did not have social life, adding, "Don't let anyone put you down and say you area girl. You can do it if you stay focused and work hard." Deputy Minister for Education, Gifty Twum noted that ICT played an important role in the life of society, including industrialization, agriculture, and even international travels. She expressed the belief that Africa needed to overcome the challenges in ICT, especially in the 21st century.